Boop, 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 booyaka shot. Boop, 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 booyaka shot. Boop, 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 booyaka shot. Cha, 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 chia. Two words, mock draft, got that top class. Never pick hot trash, sleepers on my staff every day. Cock back and we take block stats, NBA prospects. Everybody move. In this episode, we're going to run down a 14-team points league mock draft on ESPN. We believe every NBA fan should play fantasy basketball. So if you're watching this right now, you are watching the uncut version of this episode. We typically record this live on YouTube and on X, and then later on we distribute an edited version on all of those channels. But a couple of weeks later, we like to share the uncut version just because we like to share some of the, the Q&A and the behind the scenes. Like, I'm all good with you guys seeing what the production looks like when we lift up the curtain and let you take a look. With that being said, we are here about to lock in. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this joint up. We're about 3 minutes away from this 14-team mock draft kicking off. I had to jump it off with some of that two words with Mos Def, Freeway, and Kanye West. I was listening to that joint today. I was like, I got to do a mock draft version of that joint. So I just had to run that down for you. Big shout out to Maddie G and D-Mac, who are absolutely dominating with the category league content. Also, big shout out to Leo and Diego. We have two brand new points league creators joining the team. And big shout out to my man Will, who is one of our new writers over at NBAFantasyBasketball.com. And we're just going to keep on cooking up, help you guys win your championships. And we're going to just keep it funky with you. We're going to get this ticker going because people don't know. We have a daggone contest this year where you can win an Amazon gift card. You can win a bunch of rookie cards. We have Halliburton, Edwards, Mobley, Maxey, LaMelo. We got a Cade Cunningham PSA graded rookie card. We're also going to give people access to my personal points league and points league redraft and dynasty rankings, as well as access to our free newsletter. So we are cooking up with hot bacon grease. When I tell you, it is not a freaking game. So over the last week, we've been behind the scenes preparing for what's coming in the NBA season. A lot of changes. We did an episode about the Fred VanVleet injury. Man, that's crazy. So Fred VanVleet will likely be out for the rest of the season. And we're seeing your man Amin Thompson go a lot higher in mock drafts. Big shout out to my man Stoney. He is in the building. What to do, Stoney? I see you, my guy. Let me check out what I got here. I'm going to change up my style. Let me see something. Hold up. Yeah, that's my style. Finally, an ESPN points leagues. That just warms my heart too, Stoney. Because ESPN gets a bad rap, man. People be out here throwing shade on ESPN. Like, I get it. I know Yahoo is kind of like the standard for fantasy basketball. People play on Yahoo. And I know Fantrax is up and coming for more advanced fantasy basketball managers. But come on, man. Ain't nothing like a good old ESPN fantasy basketball league. Come on, man. Like, where they do that at? Where that is not a lit affair. Come on, man. That's what we do around here. That's what we do. If you are watching the live stream on X or YouTube, please make sure you drop some love in the comments so we can pull you up on screen, answer any questions. At the end of the live stream, I typically go through all of the questions and answer them to get as much value out as possible. We're about 42 seconds from the draft room opening. I'll go ahead and answer one more question. Bane 101 says, thoughts on Denny and where to draft him. So I am not as high on Deni Avdia as many of the analysts in the fantasy basketball community. I'm a little lower, and I get it. He put on for the city last season at the end of the city. I'm calling him Baby Jordan. He's right now he has an average ADP of 62.1. I would be okay with grabbing him in a points league in the mid 60s. I wouldn't go crazy like I'm seeing him go in fan tracks at 51.9. I'm not that high on him. Okay, I got to get into this draft room. Let me lock in. Thanks for that question, Bane. Okay, cool. So the draft room is open, so I shall enter. Oh, baby. We are cooking with hot oxtail oil. I will be picking from the third position today. I have an idea of who I will like to grab. Fluffy Blumpkin says, don't let him go past 60. I'm not mad at that. If you believe in Deni, Baby Jordan, Avdia, then you got to do what you got to do when you got to do it. Then we got my man Hector in the building. He said, yo, yo, yo. My man Hector checking in all the way from Puerto Rico. Ho! Puerto Rico. Ho! Then I got my man Blood Mist J checking in from T-Dot, Toronto. Like your man Drake. It's over and it's on from over. Okay, cool. Let me lock in. All right, we have 26 seconds left. We're going to go right into draft mode. So here we are in the mock draft room. I am picking from the third position, and I have my eyes on one of those top 5 targets. We're talking about Jokic. We're talking about Wemby. We're talking about Giannis. We're talking about SGA. And, of course, we're talking about your man, Skinny Luka. I could give you 2 guesses, but you only need one who's going off the board. We got Nikola Jokic off of the board. That is not a surprise to anyone. Next up, I'm going to say Victor Wembanyama goes off the board. Let's see if I am right. Going once, going twice. SGA's off the board. Oh, my goodness. Gosh, that threw me for a loop. Let me get DJ, slow that down. Oh, God. The guy that I wanted was Giannis. Man, my sound effects early on threw me off. I was like, I thought I was getting attacked by Funkmaster Flex up out this thing. Good gosh. Okay, after let's get to the board here. Let's take a look at the board. After Nikola Jokic, we had SGA, Giannis, Victor Wembanyama, Luka. That is about right. Guys, we keep saying it. Don't stress yourself out if you get a top 5 pick. Any of those guys work for a points league. Now, this is where it gets interesting. At the 1-6, we got Cade Cunningham. That is right on brand with where I like to take him. Again, this is a 14-team points league mock draft on ESPN. Let's get it. After Cade Cunningham at the 1-6, we got Anthony Edwards at the 1-7. Then at the 1-8, we got Anthony Davis. Now, this all looks okay to me. I'm a little higher on Anthony Davis, so I would probably have him at 1-7, but this is completely fine. Now it gets interesting. At the 1-9, we got your man, Trae Young. Oh, baby. Now, I get it. Many are super high on Trae, as I am, but 1-9, I think there are a couple other players that I might be a little more interested in at that point, but I'm fine with Trae at 1-9. Now, this one is bold. We got Devin Booker at the 1-10. What? Where they do that at? That is wild, Joe. And you know what? I have faith in Devin Booker. I want to grab Devin Booker at the back end of a 12-team first round or at the top of the second. For a 14-teamer, I would definitely grab him at the back end of the first round. This is a slight reach, but if you believe in him, that's what I tell people. Follow your gut. If you believe in him and you think that he's going to do it, then grab him. Now, this is what I'm not doing. Josh Giddey at the 111. Oh my goodness gracious. Gosh, I don't know what to say about that one. Ah, man, I don't know, man. I hope I'm wrong, man, because people are going hard for Giddey. Josh the Giddler is going off the board mad early. That might be the earliest I've seen him go off the board. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not going to do that. Domantas Sabonis at the 112, I would do that for a points league. At the 113, now we're talking business. James Harden. I believe James Harden is more valuable than Josh Giddey. I believe James Harden is, he's going to be a beast this season. I think he's going to have an amazing run. At the 114, we got Karl-Anthony Towns. I think that's value there. At the 2-1, we got Tyrese Maxey. Yes. Jalen Williams at the 2-2. Come on. 2-3, we got Stephen Curry going off the board. I think that is a great deal. Oh, this is my man's in him. Amen Thompson is off the board at the 2-4. If you want Amen Thompson in drafts this season, you will have to pay. You will have to pay like we've never paid before. Why? Because we just got news that Fred VanVleet is going to be out of the picture likely for the rest of the season. So because of that, his value is going to be crazy. Amen Thompson right now, his current ADP on ESPN is 38. And we just saw him go off the board at the 2.4, which is about the 18th pick. Let that sink in. After Amen Thompson, we got LeBron James, Evan Mobley. I'm up in a couple picks, so I'm going to go ahead and get locked in, and I'll come back to the recap. So people still on the board. Bam Adebayo, interested in him. LaMelo Ball, I have some interest in him. Paolo Banchero, I have some interest in him. So all of these one of these players will be available, so I'll grab one. I'm likely going to grab Paolo here. I think this for a points league, this is an absolute steal. So I'm going to take this and run to the bank. I don't think LaMelo will be there in the turn, but if he is, I will grab Melo. But I'm going to grab Paolo Banchero here. And I'm going to quickly go back to the recap and then jump back over here and see if I can cue someone up. So after LeBron, father of time, James, we have Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Alperen, the Goon, Shin, Goon off the board, Zubats at the 2-9, at the 2-10, Kevin Durant, love that pick. At the 2-11, Jalen Brunson. At the 2-12, I grab Paolo Banchero. At the 2-13, Scotty Tuhati Barnes. At the 2-14, LaMelo Ball is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to this list to see if I can cue somebody up that I'm interested in. Oh, I'm up already. Dang. Panic pick on the horizon, folks. Buckle your freaking seatbelts. Okay, I'm going to do what I got to do here. Is my man still here? Let me see if my man is still here. My man is still here. I'm going to grab Chet. I got to grab Chet. You know how I do. I'm going to grab Chet. And third round, I'm not going to play. I'm going to just grab my man Chet. I'm super high on Chet. I'm going to just do it. It's a reach according to these rankings, but his current ADP right now, even though they have him at 46 on ESPN here, his current ADP, according to hashtag basketball, his blended ADP is 31.5. His ESPN ADP is a little higher at 40. I'm fine with grabbing him there. Come on, man. What are we doing here? I'm totally fine with that. Let's get back to the recap. After LaMelo Ball, we have Bam Adebayo at the 3-1, Jalen Johnson at the 3-2, Chet Holmgren at the 3-3. At the 3-4, Ja with the blicky on live stream in the Club Morant. At the 3-5, skinny Zion Williamson. When I tell you, if this dude stays healthy, y'all, it is going to be a freaking problem. It's going to be a problem. If you look at his stats, when he plays, it's like something we've never seen before with high numbers in terms of his field goal percentage. So for me, Zion Williamson is somebody I'm keeping an eye on. I would have easily drafted him there instead of Chet. It's just that, I'm good with Chet. I'm taking Chet. After Zion Williamson, and his nickname used to be how the mighty have fallen. We're going to have to change that one this season. I'm sorry. At the 3-6, we got De'Aaron Fox. At the 3-7, Nikola Vucevic. At the 3-8, Pascal Siakam falls. Wow. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. At the 3-9, Jaylen Brown. At the 3-10, King Cooper Flag at the 3-11. We've seen King Cooper Flag go a lot higher than that. I think his value is stabilizing at this point. I think that some folks who are maybe higher on him have actually kind of come around to reality. Derek White goes at the 3-12, Franz Wagner at the 3-13. I love Franz Wagner in this area. I think that's a great value. And then we have DeMar, not like us, DeRozan at the 3-14. You a fan. Finger, banger, banger. You a thinking on God. They not like us. All right, let's get to some comments really quick. My man, Super Terrific. Oh, my man, Super Terrific. Yo, Super Terrific got those daggone those basketball cards on deck. He's dropping some amazing, valuable context in our comment section. Super grateful to see you here on the live stream, my guy. And by the way, he says rookies rarely score high. And Stoney says, is drafting Giddey Amin at 22 high? I think so. I'll be curious to see what Super Terrific and others believe. I think that's too high, especially for Amin. I think Giddey, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not okay with that. For a points league, I'm not. Jalen's going to average 27. I think he will, but I don't know if he's going to play the whole season. I don't know what his situation is going to look like. So I have some concerns around that. Let's go here. I like this. Cool. All right, let's get back to the actual recap. So, and I'm going to pick soon, so I got to lock in. So after DeMar, not like us, DeRozan, we have Desmond, bring the pain, Bane, Jamal Murray at the 4-2, Dyson, the merchant of theft, Daniels, a.k.a. the burglar, off the board at the 4-3, Denny, Baby, Jordan, Avdia at the 4-4, and I'm up soon, so let me lock in. I need to go ahead and cue somebody up. So, come on, let me see what do we got. Let me see what we got. All right, so we are here in the 40s. It's not in this area. I'll say that much. It's not cute. It's not cute. Doesn't feel good. Looking at Jarrett Allen here. Looking at Jakob Poeltl. Looking at OG Anunoby. Looking at Kawhi Leonard. Oh, God, don't make me draft Kawhi Leonard. Don't make me do it. With all of this stuff swirling around him. Don't do it, Robin. Don't do it. You did it. Kawhi busted thigh Leonard. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Gosh, I hope he plays. I hope he plays. Let's get back to the recap. After Denny, Baby Jordan, Avdia, we have Zach, watch your back, Levine at the 4-5. Jalen Green, wow. That's early. That's earlier than I've seen at the 4-6. Then we have Joel Embiid at the 4-7. I don't know about Joel, y'all. That press conference was depressing. Did you see the press conference? Your man was like, I don't know. Maybe I come back. I don't know if I'm going to come back or not, but I'm going to try my best. I'm like, dude, I'm not drafting you. All right, I'm up in a couple picks, so let me lock in. Jarrett Allen is still here. I'll be open to grabbing Jarrett Allen here. Trey Murphy the third, I got some interest in. Jalen Duren, I got some interest in. OG Anunoby, I got some interest in. Kristaps Porzingis, ooh. Can I take Porzingis and also Kawhi Leonard? A lot of question marks. Man, Kristaps Porzingis. Nah, I'm staying away from him. That dude is trouble. I don't want no parts of that. So I'm gonna go either Jarrett Allen here, Trey Murphy the third. I think I'll just take Jarrett Allen. Get another big. Get another big. Let's get back to the recap. After Joel Embiid, we have Kobe White at the 4-8. At the 4-9, Mikal Bridges. Austin Reeves at the 4-10. Just read an article, a do not draft article that included Austin Reeves, which is really interesting to me. At the 4-11, Josh Hart. I'm out on that. Kawhi Leonard at the 4-12, big question mark. At the 4-13, we have Jimmy, $100 cup of coffee. And then at the 4-14, we have Miles Bridges. Love that pick. Julius Randle at the 5-1. Brandon Miller at the 5-2. I grabbed Jarrett Allen at the 5-3. Love that pick. Ooh, Trey Murphy the third at the 5-4. Kristaps Porzingis at the 5-5. Love both of those picks. Both guys I was looking at. Jarrett Allen is a more stable pick in terms of durability, but I definitely had some interest in Trey Murphy and some of those other guys. Let's take a look at some of these comments really quick. Super Traffic says, did McCain go? I don't believe he did. And that's what Anthony Rogers, aka Antec, our Discord administrator extraordinaire. I love Austin Reeves that far in a 14-teamer. Not mad at that. Yeah. And then Super Terrific says, poor hero. Man, that dude cannot stay healthy. He cannot stay healthy. They say he might be back in December. So it might be worth a stash. I'd be open to stashing him if I get value. This one is from Antec. He says, Giddey went hot on the back half of last season, but the first season was garbage. Hot dog water with the bratwurst residue. If he can have a consistent year like he did after last All-Star break, then yes, he's worth it here. So 20 maybe. I think top 10, he's going to have to do a lot to be top 10. And he's never maintained that type of production for an entire year. Everyone else in the top 10 has, right? There's no like question marks around Giannis or Trae Young or Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham did it last year, right? So I think for Giddey, we are definitely optimistic, but I don't want to be negligent either with my first round pick. I love this one. Asar is a sleeper. We just did an episode. Oh, is it an episode? It might be a short about that. Super Terrific is going off with the comments. He says Amin is a great all-around player, but he's averaged 14 points in a points league. Figure he may average 18 to 21 points this season. I think he'll pick up some extra assists, which will increase his points league value as well. Jaffer says, why Giannis over Luka? Sorry. That's a great question. For me, I think those guys are interchangeable. It really depends on your preference. I've drafted Luka ahead of Giannis this mock draft season. I've also drafted SGA ahead of Giannis. And traditionally, when I'm at the 1 or 2, I'll take Jokic or Wemby. For this particular team, I just wanted to grab Giannis at the 3. So no rhyme or reason, just really wanted to have a Giannis team. So let's get back to the recap. After Porzingis, we had Duren, Porter Jr., Hero, Bridges, Anunoby, Sarr, Garland, Kessler, Pirtle, Kevin Porter Jr. at the 6-1. That is wild, y'all. Okay. That is wild. Man, this is crazy. Interesting, but crazy. At the 6-2, we got Jordan. Leave the kids at the pool with the baddies. At the 6-3, we got Lauri Markkanen. At the 6-4, Rudy Gobert. At the 6-5, Brandon Ingram. And then at the 6-6, Dan Gafford. That is too high for me. Andrew Nembhard at the 6-7. Whoa, 6-7 I'm sorry, I had to. It's just what's happening in pop culture these days. When you say 6'7", you just have to do that. After Andrew Nimhard, let's see what happens next, because this thing is getting really crazy very fast. And I understand it's a 14-teamer, but geez Louise. RJ Barrett is off the board at the 6'6". Man, scary hours. Scary hours. Not sure if the guy I want is still available. I am not going to search his name because I know that the community members who are drafting with me are likely watching this live. So for that reason, I'm going to quickly enter his name as I get ready for my next pick. And if he is available, I'm going to draft him. He just went off the board. I was looking at DeAndre Ayton. So now I will officially make a panic pick. Jeez Louise with the grease. I'm going to grab my man, Isaiah Hartenstein. So I got a lot of bigs right now. I got to try to get some guard play. I really, really stunk up the joint going with best available player. I'm going to go ahead and start queuing up some of these guards to see if I can secure some action on that front. So quickly going to take a look at TJ here. I'd be open to. Don't know if I want him that early. Sharp, I'd be definitely interested in. Cam Thomas, I'm fading, but I'm all about quickly. Asar, I'd be interested in as well if he falls to me. Benedict Mathurin, who can play the 3 or the 2. This is interesting. Ty Jerome, I think, is going to get a bit of a bump. Igor Dimon, I'll probably grab him a little later, but I'll queue him up nonetheless. Jalen Suggs, I'd be interested in. Keontae George, I'd be interested in as well. And you hear, as soon as I queue people up, they just go off the board. These guys are snipers, man. You cannot hide anything from these guys. They are sharp and keen. Tariq Eason, I have some interest there. Khalil Ware as well. Man, they're snatching everybody off the board. So let's see what we got left. So now it looks like from the people that I stashed, it looks like TJ McConnell is left. I'm not okay. I'm going to just take CJ. Lord, give me the strength. CJ, come on to the team, man. Bring your old self on over. I need some guard help. Let me get you on over. Jeez Louise. Talk about stinking up the joint. Jeez. Let's get back to the recap. After the laughter comes the tears. So after RJ Barrett, we have Norman Powell. Love that pick. Peyton Pritchard. DeAndre Ayton. Woo! Isaiah Hartenstein. Mark Williams. Andrew Wiggins at the 6'14", top of the 7th round. Emmanuel Quickly at the 7'2". Shaedon Sharpe. CJ McCollum at the 7'3". John Collins at the 7'4". Ooh, I love this pick. Oldie but goodie, 7'5". Bradley Beal for real. At the 7'8", Cameron Johnson. Onyeka Okongwu at the 7'7". Benedict Mathurin at the 7'8". Anthony Simons, Asar Thompson, and we are all the way caught up. And I literally have nothing in my queue anymore. Everything has been taken, forsaken, like Kevin Bacon. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So I'm going to have to queue up a few more players because the river has run dry. I am looking here. I'm gazing upon the player pool with the likes of the Paul Georges of the world. Nope. With the likes of the Tobias Harrises of the world. No. I just can't do it to myself. I will not. I shall not. I will not. I am going to queue up Isaiah Collier like that. Ace Bailey, I have some interest there. Oh, they got Ace listed at small forward and power forward. Let's go. I'll queue up some Drew Hill. I'll queue up some Dylan Harper, some Bub Carrington. I'll queue up some. Oh, I gotta queue up your men's in them Might not even say his name out loud because them jokers going to be on it like a hornet. And I think I'm pretty good on the queue right now. I'm going to let that rock, fella. I'm going to let that stew and see what happens in the next couple of picks. Let's go ahead and check out the comments and see what we got going on over here. So, Super Terrific says, did Matas or Filipowski go? I don't know. I'm going to check that actually, because if Matas is still out there, he will be a target for me. He's gone. And Filipowski is probably gone too. Nope, he's still around there. Do I have him queued up? I have him queued up already. I already have Filipowski queued up. Yeah, I agree on this one, Super Terrific. I think that CJ needs to retire now. I hope he can help my mock draft team. Big news. That's a good one. Heck, we do got big news. I don't know if I announced it yet, but we got a couple new creators joining the team. Big shout out to Diego. Big shout out to my man Leo. Leo actually works at TikTok, and he is a longtime gaming streamer who is making a transition into fantasy basketball content creation. He's being called, so we're happy that he's joining the team. So that is the big announcement. We have two brand new Points League creators. They're going to be rolling out their first videos really soon. Really, really soon. Okay, I'm getting ready for my next pick. Let me lock in since my entire queue has been depleted. Jeez, what's wrong with you guys, man? You guys are freaking snipers, man. You can't have nothing around these jokers. Jeez Louise. It is slim pickings out here. I don't care what happens. I'm not drafting Paul George. I'll draft Scottie Pippen Jr. before I draft Paul George. Stephon Castle. I'll draft Stephon Castle. I'll do that. If he's available, I'll do that. But I'm not by any means drafting Paul George. I am all the way over that. No freaking way. No freaking way. All right, let's get back to the recap. After I think we were right around Benedict Mathurin. At the 7-9, we have Anthony Simons. 7-10, Asar Thompson. I love that pick. We're going to drop a value bomb. Cover your ears. Cover your ears. I think that's an absolute crush this season. I love that pick. At the 7-11, we got Aaron Gordon. At the 7-12, Naz Reid. At the 7-13, my man Matas Buzeles. The 7-14, we got Nick Claxton. So players that I'm looking at Ty Jerome. Oh, this is gross. Jalen Suggs. Oh, yeah, about that. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to just grab Jalen Suggs. He's eligible for point guard and shooting guard. I know there's going to be a lot of mouths to feed in Orlando, but I think at this point of the draft in a 14-teamer, that's fair. That's fair play. I don't know if the next player I want will still be on the board, but if he is, I'm taking him. I think taking him in the 9th might have been a little early, so I'm going to hold and see if I can get him in the next round. After Matas Buzeles, we have Nick Claxton. At the 8-1, we have TJ McConnell, Christian Brown, Cam Thomas at the 8-3, Khalil Ware at the 8-4. I love that pick. At the 8-5, Ace Bailey. Yes. At the 8-6, Devin Vassell. Come on. At the 8-7, Derek Lively. Maybe. At the 8-8, Keontae George. Let's get it. At the 8-9, Tobias Harris. Heck to the no. I am out on Tobias. Tumani Kamara at the 8-10. I'm okay with that. At the 8-11, Donovan Clingan. Let's go. At the 8-12, Stephon Castle. I'll take it. Santi Aldama at the 8-13. And at the 8-14 to round out the 8th round, Colin Sexton. Top of the 9th, Scottie Pippen Jr. Oh, man, I love this pick. At the 9-2, Jaden Ivey. I believe Jaden Ivey is going to absolutely feast if he can stay healthy this year. I love that pick. At the 9-3, Jalen Suggs. 9-4, Tariq Eason, Drew Holiday at the 9-5, Draymond Green, Bobby Portis, Con Knipple. Woo! At the 9-9, Jaden McDaniels. At the 9-10, VJ Edgecombe. At the 9-11, Isaiah Collier. And at the 9-12, Paul George. I mean, in a 14-teamer in the 9th round, I don't know. What are you going to do? Like, I don't know. I'm still so concerned about Paul George and Joel Embiid. I don't know what to do, man. Oh, give me a second. I'm just have a quick sip. Yeah, I don't know what to do about Joel Embiid and Paul George. I was high on Paul George last season. You know, I was like, man, he's so much value. You can get him here. And then, you know, I'm just like experiencing it firsthand and then actually seeing like how they were, how there's no news, right? But also it's like so many question marks. I just don't want to mess with the daggone Sixers unless it's Maxey or VJ. You know, I don't really want to mess with that. I'm concerned about Paul George and your man Joel Embiid. This is a great question. Brian says, would you prefer Cameron Johnson or Michael Porter Jr. this year? I almost feel like they'll be interchangeable in terms of the value that they'll provide. I think that Cameron Johnson, because, you know, Denver is going to be competing, I feel more confident in his stability in terms of production. I think Michael Porter Jr. might have flashes in the pan in his new environment in Brooklyn, but I think that because they're going to be testing their new young players and they're not playing for a playoff spot, most likely, there might be some inconsistency with his production. So although I think Michael Porter Jr. might have bigger gains, I think Cameron Johnson might be a more stable pick. I love that question. Let me actually line up my next couple players here. So I'm going to start going into my rookie bag, which is going to start with after Logan's next pick. Let's see if he takes one of these guys. But Ty Jerome is interesting here, but I'm not going to mess with him. I'm not quite there with Ty Jerome. I'm sorry. I got him queued up, but I'm not drafting him. Igor, I will, because I don't know what to expect from him, and I'd rather have like a mysteriously high ceiling potentially than like what I've seen from Ty Jerome. So I'm going to go Igor. And for my next pick, shish kebabs. I know what I was supposed to do there. Let's see if it'll still be there. Let's quickly do a quick recap while we wait for my next pick. And after Jalen Suggs, we had Tariq Eason, Drew Holiday, Draymond Green, Bobby Portis, Con Knipple. We did those guys already. Cool. After Paul George at the 9-12, we have Kyle Filipowski at the 9-13, Keegan Murray at the 9-14, 10-1, we got Malik Monk, 10-2, Cam Whitmore, D'Angelo Russell at the 10-3, Bub Carrington at the 10-4, Hansen. Oh, man, I love that pick. Yang Hansen at the 10-5. That is bold, but I like it. All right, I'm going to grab my man, Kyrie Irving. Let's go. In the stash. I'll take Kyrie in the 11th round of a 14-teamer. Now, I see him going in 12-teamers. People be reaching in the 9th round. I'm like, what are you doing? But a comfortable, safe stash, if he comes back, he could just bring you home to the championship in the playoffs. But that's what I had up my sleeve. I feel really good about that. I'm actually really happy about that. After Yang Hansen at the 10-5, we got Zach. Don't be greedy, Edie at the 10-6. 10-7, Jabari Smith Jr., DeAndre Hunter at the 10-8. Dennis Schroeder, Brandon Pajemski, Yves Missi, Igor Demon. I'm interested in this, man. He is a big point guard, y'all. It's going to be interesting. Like, people are sleeping. Because, you know, there was a time, I don't know if you guys remember, not a time, but the season that Trae Young and Luka Doncic came out, people were like not seeing Luka. And I watched some footage of Luka when he played in Europe, and I was just like, this dude looks like the AAU player who is always playing up and playing against older kids and dribbling circles around them. And when I watch Igor Dimon's tapes, it gives me the same feeling. So watch out. Watch out. Davion Mitchell at the 10-13, Dante DiVincenzo, Zachary Ricochet, Jay Huff at the 11-2. I love that pick. At the 11-3, Kyrie Irving. At the 11-4, Dylan Harper, Aaron Nesmith, Herb Jones, Chris Paul, Jared McCain, Ty Jerome, Jason Tatum. Come on, ma. Come on, ma. I don't give a shih tzu puppy. If your man Jason Tatum is on the board this year, I am not drafting him. I hope that was an auto draft. Kelly Oubre Jr. at the 11-11, Aaron Wiggins at the 11-12, Quentin No Team Grimes at the 11-13, at the 11-14, Scoot the Boot Henderson, Obi Toppin at the top of the 12th, Nikola Jovic 12-2, Neemias Queta at the 12-3, Chris Boucher at the 12-4. Come on, ma. Al Horford, who recently got signed to the Golden State Warriors at the 12-5. Tyus Jones at the 12-6. Jalen Wells at the 12-7. Kyle Kuzma. And let me just queue up a few players here. Oh, my God. Klay Thompson is still here. Stay away. Stay away. I don't want no parts of that. Man, this is scary hours down here, y'all. This joint is crazy with the Jeremiah. I'll be okay with that. That is a bit of a stash and grab. Rookie, I'm telling you, he's one of our sleepers. I'm okay with that. Also okay with Kalkbrenner if Kalkbrenner's around. So let me check that. I'll take Kalkbrenner first. I'll take Kalkbrenner first. And then I'll come back for Fears if he's around. If someone doesn't take him, which I know you guys probably will, which is okay. I'm okay with that. But Jeremiah Fears, look out for him, man. He is a microwave scorer. Oh, Trey Johnson is still here, man. I would have rather had Trey Johnson than Kalkbrenner there. I'll probably take Trey Johnson if he is still available. See who else I can queue up down here in this area. Yeah, it's kind of slim pickings in this area. Whoa, we got Lonzo Ball. I know I'm scrolling far. I've scrolled beyond my normal bandwidth. This is not no. Your Wi-Fi will not work if you scroll this far. This is an area only for the deepest of leagues. Jeremiah Fears here. Come on, man. Come on home, baby. Come on home, baby. Come on home. Come on home. Oh, Super Terrific has a good take on Tatum. He says, I might take Tatum in the last round and stash him. I'm good. I am good. And I saw the videos and the stuff with him working out. The last round, it doesn't hurt, like, because what are you going to do? Like, you're probably going to use your last couple of roster slots to stream anyway, right? So it's not going to hurt you to like put him in there and put him in your IR. But I'm looking at people, I'm trying to fill my IR with people that have timelines for return. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. And workout films always are exciting to see and stuff. I don't think they have any reason to try to bring him back this year. I think it's like, there's no reason that the Celtics have to bring him back besides maybe wanting to like get him a run or a workout. He could do that in practice. He don't need to like come back and compete on a high level unless somehow this team can compete and like be in the hunt for like a 6th, 7th, 8th seed, like a play-in type situation. Then I could see Tatum maybe coming back, but I'm not banking. I'm not spending any money to invest on that when it comes to my draft, but I'm not mad at that take. I think that's an interesting, perspective, especially with the videos that we've seen of him. Okay, so as you know, it is tradition here to rate, give an honest review of my team. So I'm going to quickly do the closing recap here. After Tatum, we have Ty Jerome, McCain. Nope, I'm going the wrong way. My apologies. We have Toppin, did that already. We were up to Kuzma, Westbrook, Shepard. Oh, man, that's a good pick. Dag. Healed. Kalkbrenner. Let me do the recap first, and then I'll go through the team. After Kalkbrenner, we have Kuminga, Cason Wallace, Trey Johnson, Bilal Coulibaly, Jeremiah Fears, Lou Dort, Taylor Hendricks, Ayo Dosunmu, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dylan Brooks, Brooke Lopez, Kaman Maluak, Klay Thompson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, PJ Washington, and Jeremy Grant. That Reed Sheppard pick is very important for us, guys. So this is Reed falling because right now he's probably buried in ESPN's rankings because it hasn't adjusted. So if you're doing your draft this week, make sure you cue him up early because you want to grab Reed Sheppard. He's going to crush this season. It's going to be really good. He's performed well in every summer league he's played in, but he just has not received consistent minutes. And because of that, he hasn't been able to take the top off. And now he will. Top is off. Boobies is out. Hair blowing in the freaking wind. All right. So I'm going to give an honest review of my team on a 1 to 5 GOAT scale. Let's get it. Giannis. First pick, Giannis. Yes. Paolo Banchero. Yes. Chet Holmgren. Yes. Kawhi Leonard. Maybe. Jared Allen. Yes. Reluctant. Yes. Isaiah Hartenstein. Maybe. I think at this point, I was just going best available. It's just too much. Not enough guards here. CJ McCollum. Heck to the no. I am out on CJ. Too old. Steph Castle, maybe. Jalen Suggs, maybe. Igor Dimon, maybe. And I'm giving them maybes because I don't know what they're going to do because they, we just don't know, especially with Igor. Jalen Suggs, we've seen him perform well, but when people are injured, I don't know what his value is going to look like if he has Paolo healthy, Franz healthy. We got Desmond Bane there now too. So I don't know if I just don't know. So I'm going to give him a maybe. Kyrie Irving, maybe. We'll see when he comes back. Ryan Kalkbrenner, maybe. And Jeremiah Fears, maybe as well. So a bunch of maybes. Top of the draft, we got a bunch of yeses. Honest review, I'm going to give myself a 2 out of 5 GOAT rating. Now that you know some of the players you need to target in a 14-team mock draft, check out our playlist with all of our mock drafts. Cut. All right. So if you're watching this and seeing this, you are watching the live uncut version of this episode. We will doctor it up a little bit, edit it, and release it really soon. We got some amazing episodes coming out from my man D-Mac, Matty G. We also have my man Diego in the building and my man Leo. We are just cooking up with hot bacon grease. My man Super Terrific says he's trying to get him a Reed card. Eduardo says I was able to snag Giddey 37th overall and Reed Sheppard 157. Did I get some steals? I think so. Then we got Prince Aaron. He says, hey, Robin, the second round of a 12-team ESPN points league standard settings. Who would you draft between Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Williams, Evan Mobley, Ja Morant? If I got to pick one out of all of those players, I'll take Evan Mobley. Yeah, I'll take Evan Mobley. After Evan, maybe the Jalen's, but Evan Mobley, clearly. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, here we go. Fluffy Blumpkin says Giannis is number 1A in Milwaukee with no second superstar. Antec says Amen has been jumping. Erwin's checking in from Canada. What up, Erwin? Dagedla. Bain says, what are your thoughts on Kel'el Ware and where to draft him in a points league? I know he's hyped up in category leagues. I'm kind of fine with him kind of falling in his normal ESPN ADP. When I look at ADP data, I kind of look at ESPN as like more of a points league representation of what's happening, you know, and I'll also look at the blended score. So for me, kind of where he's going in ESPN leagues is 129. So I would be okay with reaching a little bit there. That seems pretty low. Where in Yahoo leagues he's going at 83.1, and on Fantrax he's going at 114. So I'd be okay with grabbing him in like the 115, 120 area if he was available, and if my the construction of my roster, you know, if it worked to have a big man at that point, I'd be open with grabbing him there. This is a good question. Do I have Giannis over Luka? I do not in my rankings, but I'm fine with taking Giannis over Luka. I'm fine with taking SGA over Luka. I'm fine with taking Wemby or Jokic. The only players that I'm kind of like concrete solidified when it comes to the top 5 players is Jokic at 1. Even if I get that crummy playoff schedule where he only has a couple of games or whatever, I think he has like, you know, 2 games or something like that in a week in the fantasy playoffs. I'm fine with that because you got to get to the playoffs. Like, I'm not going to ignore or devalue Jokic because of his playoff schedule. I'm taking him at 1 every time I get one in an actual draft. A mock draft, I might play around just to test and see how the different roster builds, you know, look. But nah, man, I'm not playing. And 2 would be Wemby. I'm taking Wemby at 2. So if he's available at 2, I'm taking him. I'm not playing around. Luka, Giannis, SGA, especially for points leagues, I'm fine with just messing around and seeing who goes where. Okay, very important. If you haven't done so, please do us a big favor and subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps out a lot if you can like the video, and also if you can hype the video. If you don't know, when you click the like button, if you guys, especially my people who are watching the live stream, this is really important. If you click on any of our videos and you press like, and then something pops up to say, hey, do you want to hype this? Please click hype. You know, hyping the videos is a new feature that YouTube has, and we want to encourage people. If you support the content and you like hanging out with us, we would really appreciate it if you would hype up the videos. With that being said, don't forget, play the waivers, set your lineups, and believe in fantasy. Peace.